Rock'n'roll, fiskebås, köttkakor och fårikål, fiskesuppe, kaviar, kocken spiller på gitarr, potäterna de kokar, barna de ropar oh yeah!
Hi, I'm Davey Ward, and you are watching Sex is Medicine TV.
Hi, I'm Marthe Schneider, and Devi and I are the co-founders of Tibetan Tantra and Holistic Sex Education.
And today we are answering your questions that you have been sending us. And I love your questions. We love your questions. And this is our first one we get to answer. So I am broadcasting live from Vancouver, BC, and Marthe is in Norway. So this is like an international episode. Okay, so today we have a wonderful question about penis size. Does it matter? That's like the burning question in most men's minds. So I'm going to read you the whole question here because we had a wonderful gentleman send us the question through the YouTube channel. And if you have questions, feel free at any time to leave them in the comment section below the video, and we will answer it in the order that we receive it. Okay, so he says, this is from Amor Fatih. And he's wanting to know a few things about penis size. He's wanting to know the relationship between penis size and masculinity, both in culture and in reality. Are guys with big penises seen as more masculine? Are they more masculine? It seems like there's a lot of joking about penis size, which suggests that there's this underlying importance to it, even though most people say it doesn't matter. And yes, what is actually big or small, and how is it measured exactly? You get different measurements depending on exactly how it's measured. And then he said, we have a cool show. So there's a few things, there's more like clinical intellectual approaches to this topic, and then there's emotional approaches to this topic. So in regards to penis size, does it matter, Marthe? What say you, in your opinion, in your tantric opinion, does penis size matter?
Well, I would say that in one way, there are many ways. In one way, it really matters, because if a guy is very concerned about the size of his penis, he's going to be so stressed and have performance anxiety so that he's going to have erectile dysfunction, or his erection is not going to be fully blossoming. Mm-hmm. So I would say that there's a very strong connection between the degree of emotional connection between the two partners and the size of the penis. And what I mean when I say that is that if there's a deep, intimate, emotional connection, both partners feeling really safe, then chances are that this guy, whatever size he is going to full erection when he is engorged. But on the other side, if there isn't that great of a connection, or there is something in the connection that is causing the gentleman to feel concerned and feel, am I good enough? Is this really getting pleasure? If they're not talking about that, if there is a lot of question marks in his head, he will be so much into the stress response that the physiology is not actually on his side in terms of making the engorgement happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what you're saying is that connection is actually more important than the actual physical anatomical size. And I would say, to answer the question, does penis size matter? It depends on who you ask, quite frankly, right? It depends on who you ask. And what I think when guys ask, does penis size matter? They're asking, will my penis give my partner pleasure? That's ultimately the question. Is my penis good enough to give you pleasure? And I'm going to say, along the lines of what you shared, Marthe, absolutely yes. So we've said before that the heart and the penis are one organism. And guys, I've been with men with like giant penises, and I've been with men with little tiny penises. And I got to tell you, when a man's heart is invested in his giving me some good loving, boy, I feel it in my whole body.
Exactly. It's way beyond the yoni. Beyond.
Yeah, it's not just my vagina that's getting the loving, it's my whole body. So I have to agree with you, Marthe, that the connection, the love, the emotion that's coming through the lingam is of primary importance. And a woman's body will adjust to fit her partner. right? So that's the thing, is that, you know, if we're with a man who's really large, we'll adjust to fit that. And, you know, if we're with a man who's average size or smaller, over time, our bodies will adjust to meet and to match him. Isn't that beautiful, the human body?
It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yonis are so, have so much plasticity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more aroused a woman is, the more deeper penetration she can actually enjoy. So be aware that there is such a thing as, not maybe too long, but yeah, don't take for granted that all women want the bigger the better.
Yeah, and so along those lines, like, what is big? Because you know, the studies show that the average penis size is about 5.5 to 6 inches. So there's a lot of men walking around with average size penises and feeling concerned. And I want to tell you guys that 6 inches of lingam, that's a lot of dick. I'm just saying. I'm not going to say no to that. That's a mouthful, right? So the average size penis is way more than adequate, you know. And then when you get into the larger, you know, 7 inches, 8 inches, 9 inches, you know, again, it depends on the woman, quite frankly, or the man, you know, or the person. It depends on the human being. There's Persephone. This is my cat.
Hi, Persephone. Oh, she's a bit of a PR girl.
Wants to weigh in on size. Does size matter? So it really depends on the person. In my opinion, it's a matter of personal preference. And you know, what it really boils down to, and I'm going to reiterate this again, like I've made love, I've had the privilege of making love or having sex with wonderful men, and the degree of emotional connection is really what makes the most difference. So if I'm with a man with a giant penis and there's not much flow or emotional connection, you know, whatever. If I'm with a man who is an average size or even smaller lingam, who's really got his heart and soul invested in making love with me, wow, I'm going to ride on the flow and the currency and the energy of his heart that's coming through his cock. So you guys, I guess my advice, and Marthe's advice is really invest your heart and soul in your lovemaking, and your partner's going to feel it. She's going to feel it, and your cock is going to like reach her heart, regardless of how big it is anatomically. You will make love to her heart, and in that way, you know, it really doesn't matter what the actual size is.